iowntheworld.com.
Speaking of dumb twats.
In order to find cures for Parkinson's or for Alzheimer's.
You can't have her risk her being president of the United States. She doesn't know a stitch about this world.
In America, it is written into our founding documents as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In France, liberté. Absolutely.
Because she's stupid.
I don't know what the term is in Austrian. Wheeling and dealing.
She's dumb as a brick.
Welcome, de cinco de cuatro.
Are you convinced yet? What was that, man? What was that?
Somebody from nowhere suddenly ends up and I'm ruling the world and I'm the president, and it's like you would make a silly movie out of it. You would never think that that actually could happen.
Let me be absolutely clear. Israel is a strong friend of Israel's.
But come on, you cannot.
Just to
she should not be president. Whatever the hell they want to do with that woman, but go back to Alaska.
I think Sarah Palin proved herself to be, I think she's proven herself to be profoundly stupid.
Dun 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 dun.
I bowled a 129.
That's very good, Mr. President.
This is like Special Olympics or something.
No,
The time has changed for come.
And if that doesn't scare the hell out of you, it should.
Hey, I didn't want to get into a Nancy Reagan thing about, doing any seances.
Here's the question. Is Governor Sarah Palin qualified to be president?
And I want to be very clear that we are resolved to halt the rise of privacy in that region.
I can't tell if Sarah Palin is incompetent, stupid, unqualified, corrupt, or all of the above.
The reforms we seek would bring greater competition, choice, savings, and inefficiencies to our healthcare system.
I thought Obama's brilliant. I mean, it's just, we're starting to hear from so many historians and people say, this is one of the brightest presidents, one of the most adept that we've had perhaps in our lifetime.
Obama's standing above the country, above the world. He's sort of God.
A culture of scientific innovation.
Dumb twat.
In addition to John...
Dumb twat.
Sorry, I just noticed that I jumped the gun here. Go ahead and move it up.
Dumb twat.
I had already introduced all you guys.
Dumb twat.
I'm 65 and have been covering politics as you have for a long time. That is one of the most pathetic pieces of tape I have ever seen for someone aspiring to one of the highest offices in this country. That's all I have to say.
Everybody knows that it makes no sense that you send a kid to the emergency room for a treatable illness like asthma. They end up taking up a hospital bed. It costs you gave them treatment early, and they got some treatment and a breathalyzer or an inhalator, not a breathalyzer.
There's no excuse for that. She's supposed to know a little bit of this. Yeah. Don't make excuses for her. That's pathetic.
It was not her best answer. I agree with you on that.
What they'll say is, well, it costs too much money. But you know what? It would cost about the same as what we would spend.
Stupid.
Over the course of 10 years, it would cost what it would cost us.
Dumb as a brick.
All right. Okay. We're going to. It would cost us about the same as it would cost.
And another disastrous move.
For about. Hold on one second. I can't hear myself. But I'm glad you're fired up, though.
What was that, man?
I'm glad.
But I think he handles himself with such grace. In my lifetime, we haven't had a president that had the grace that our president does.
I should have shot him before on that one. I was on the carpet.
rubber. Not bad.
Part of what a leader does is to instill confidence, is demonstrate that he or she knows what they're talking about.
Sarah Palin really just does not seem to know anything.
When the stock market crashed, Franklin Roosevelt got on television and didn't just talk about the princes of greed. He said, look, here's what happened.
What do you think about Sarah Palin when you...
Navy Corpsman Christian Bashar.
What fascinates me, though, is how people watching her on television, can they not see that she's basically learned certain speeches?
And in Creole, Corpsman Bashar.
It's like a nice-looking parrot, because the parrot speaks beautifully.
We are counting on you. There's much to celebrate from the FBI's first 100 days.
But doesn't really have any understanding of the meaning of the words that it is producing, even though it's producing them very accurate.
What you're now seeing is profit and earning ratios.
The extraordinary thing is that so many people are taken in by it.
I do know that this White House is very much an intellectual hothouse. It's a little well, it's obviously different than the last White House, but there are certain intellects which are like fluorescent, and they are taking over the place. And the president is one of them.
And I believe the nation that invented the automobile cannot walk away from it.
And the truth is that Sarah Palin is no way good enough.
This is Obama mistaking the French windows for a door at the White House.
Shut up. He just moved in.
Now, do you think if that was Bush, do you think that would be all over the place? But the thing is about Obama, he's just so adorable when he's confused.
Now,
Have you gotten lost in here yet?
I have, repeatedly.
I mean, I didn't think that she was someone who I wanted her, with her hand on the nuclear button at any point.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Well, I think what it is, Tim, is, but ultimately, Matt, well, Tim, I think that all of us, well, Tim, first of all, it's...
The fact that she's so dumb.
I'm going to bring in Ron Williams from Aetna, CEO of Aetna. Mr. Williams, Aetna.
Well, I want to say that Mr. Walters has been very cooperative. We've been having a series of conversations, and
it's not all presidency is. It's not just leading a brigade. It's knowing about economics.
If that same diabetic ends up getting their foot amputated, that's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Immediately, the surgeon is reimbursed.
Because she doesn't know anything about it.
One man from Illinois lost his coverage in the middle of chemotherapy because his insurer found that he hadn't reported gallstones that he didn't even know about. They delayed his treatment, and he died because of it.
That prepping so that you just pass a debate and don't make a huge mistake is necessarily what makes a great president.
The Wall Street Journal reports Otto Raditz did not die because of delays. His insurance policy was reinstated within 3 weeks, and he later received a stem cell transplant. Raditz died this year, nearly 4 years after the initial problems.
Sarah Palin only needs a red rubber nose and some exploding shoes, and she could go to work for Barnum and Bailey. The fact that we give this clown any time at all is shocking and silly and a little bit stupid.
What was it, Sanford and Son? I'm coming, Wheezy. Dun, 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 dun.
IOwnTheWorld.com